Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Dev and I are doing a discussion over Six Siege, the board game.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of caveats with this discussion. First of all, fuck Mythic Games and everything they stand for as a company. Not necessarily the designer. I don't know if the designer actually works for them. I highly doubt he was involved in the shenanigans, but if you're unaware, which you're just not in the industry to be unaware, what Mythic Games did is they crowdfunded this game, it was successful, and they've done this for a lot. They did it for Darkest Dungeon, and basically they have like 3 other Kickstarters that are basically not ever getting fulfilled.
Really?
Yeah, they have one, I don't remember the names of all of them, but Hell is one of them. That actually got sold to CMON, and it's basically a shell of what the game was going to be.
So these guys have tried several games to crowdfund and are failing?
They basically did a bunch of games, collapsed on mismanagement of money or whatever actually caused it to crash. Mm-hmm. So they did, at least for Darkest Dungeon, and this one, after the fact, I'm pretty sure COVID just killed them on shipping. But they then went out and asked for more money. And basically what they said was, especially for this one, to guarantee you get the game, pay us more. And it was a substantial amount. My pledge was around $400 for everything.
Yeah.
I think I had to pay an extra $300.
Damn.
Just to ensure that, because they basically were like, here's all the additional costs, and to guarantee you get the game, you pay us, and then we'll make the game. So it was kind of a print-on-demand game.
Damn.
So if you didn't pay their ransom, you were out money.
Yeah? That's awful.
It's pretty bad. It's
so
pretty
you
bad.
You just would have lost your $400 if you didn't pay them another $300.
And so that's the second caveat. I chose to pay extra. I'm not special. I'm not in on Mythic Games. I'm not sucking their dicks to get the game. I paid the extra because in my mind it was like I can be out $400 or I can get the game. So that's what I did. This game will never be redeemed. It will always have a 2.6, 2.3 rating because people tanked it because of the company instead of the game itself. Mm-hmm. Now, so with that being said, I don't know what this discussion is for. I guess it's if you really, really love Rainbow Six Siege and you just have expendable income and you want to buy it secondhand it's going for $1,000. I've seen it sell on eBay. Mm-hmm. If you just want to pay that for a game that originally went for $400, then this review might be something for you. But with all that being said, is Rainbow Six Siege, or Six Siege, whatever it's called, worth going out and getting? No. Absolutely not. Because, one, you'd be supporting Mythic Games, and you don't want to do that. However, if someone is selling it secondhand, and they're not scalpers, and it's let's say they're like, hey, here's my original pledge, I'm not going to scalp it for extra, I paid $400, I'll sell it for $400, like anyone would do Kickstarter, is it worth getting then? I actually think so. Like
for original $400 price?
Yeah, whatever this, if people were reselling this, I mean, there's scalpers for every game.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, even if the game, just games that are hard to get because they're crowdfunded, people are going to overprice it. But if people are generous and they're not assholes, if I was like, hey, you know what, I don't care, I just want someone, I didn't like it, I want someone else who will like it, is it worth paying the Kickstarter price? I actually think so. I think this game is pretty solid, surprisingly, which is, again, super unfortunate that it happens to be a shitty company that's Mythic Games, because I fully expected to not like this game. From watching it being played and learning the rules, I thought it was going to be super weird. Because it's how are you going to implement the nuances of the video game into this board game? And when you're listening to it and you hear a destroy action where it's just pick a spot in the room and you can just destroy something next to it, and you're like, really, you don't have to do anything special? And then after playing it multiple times and realizing, oh, well, that kind of is what it's like in the video game. I was thinking the element of surprise is lost because as the attacker you can see the entire layout. I know exactly what you've put out, where you've placed everything. So it's oh, well, I'm not going to land on Blitz's electric trap. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. But in the video game, you do that anyway. basically you have enough time to move your little droid around, ping everyone, so it's very rare you don't know who's on the opposing team. So it's like, okay, yep, they have a dock, they have a Tachanka, they have a Rook, they have a castle. So you already know basically who's there, and you also know, okay, they put the heavy fortification here, so you kind of know all that. So they really removed the minutia of everything, and it became a tactful game about how to best utilize your strengths and weaknesses and maneuver around the board in a pretty compelling way, I think. So we'll get into the nitty-gritty of that. But Devin, what did you think of Six Siege, the board game?
I think it is a very very intense style game. They really wanted to rank up that tension, with the timer
Yes.
mechanic.
Almost chess. It's
Very kind of
chess-like.
chess-like in a way. Modularity with the characters.
Yep.
You get to pick your map, and as the defender, I can manipulate my barricades depending on who my my soldiers are. I could have different options, say, or I could have more materials depending on my allotment within my tactical inventory. So I could have more bulletproof cameras. My Kona stations. What were some of Castle had the super barricade?
Yeah, so a lot of characters, I have more tactical inventory, like grenades and breaches and all that, but I have very little setup stuff.
Yeah, but I have a lot of setup.
yeah,
I have less inventory to pull out on the fly. It's I'm
Exactly.
more established, so I'm gonna I feel like our pace was fairly similar in both rounds. When I was attacking, I lost a couple of guys really quick.
Right.
Just like when you were attacking, you lost a couple of guys really quick.
I lost guys so fucking quick, and I was I'm like, that's my bad. And I went to bull rush it. I tried to bull rush it, and it ended up working in my favor. But I was like, this is not gonna go well. So full on blitz is not the way to go, and it kind of did in my overall layout.
Yeah, I like squad shooter, these kind of board games, because we played one where it was player versus player, but it was like an alien game, but you were controlling.
You're talking about level 7 Omega Protocol.
Yeah, I really like that one. I love squad movement. It was a long one, but I remember it because I liked it so much.
Yeah.
Because I love the squad movement. I like them trying to manipulate them, playing the Overwatch. So it's okay, I'm a prep shooter, so the other guy can move up, and just manipulating your characters in that manner with that mindset.
Exactly.
Really cool. I like that theme, and I feel like they captured it really well here.
Yes. And that is kind of reminiscent of the video game. Now in the video game, it's way more fast paced. If you're peeking through a window and someone's just aimed, it's just boom, and it's just oh, headshot, dead. And because you control one person.
Yeah.
In Rainbow Six. In this, you're controlling the 5, but it's oh, okay, they just headshot me. I guess I'm done playing. Granted, I very rarely ever played Rainbow Six with actual team, people that I knew. So that game is very heavily communicated on where people are, using cameras, using your gear, and it's okay, yep, he's knocked, go get him. So you kind of do that all on your own. But they still kind of do that here. You might not get one tap, but it's entirely possible you can get one tap. It's if you have 2 people shooting on you, you're probably
if you have no form of defense in an open area, taking one of their higher level attacks, you're going down, almost guaranteed, unless they roll absolutely terribly.
Yes, exactly. And even then, it's most people are rolling oranges and red, which it's reds are guaranteed to hit, oranges are almost guaranteed to hit, yellows are your only chances of missing. So unless you have any cover, then you're probably just gonna, the highest I've seen is 6 hit points.
Yeah.
And then Montaigne, which is, he has 6 hit points and he has a shield, and he has ways to cancel up to 4 hits. But he also can't shoot for shit. I used him exactly how I was planning, but the problem that sucked is it took me forever to get him involved because he only has 5 movement and he can't run.
Yeah.
So basically, I went that way, couldn't even get into the fucking room, and then it's like all my people went down, and I was like, I need to bum rush to that room and see if I can kill them. Okay, guess I'm grappling up and then rappelling down. So, in terms of overall feel of like, is this Rainbow Six Siege? It pretty much is. Like, and I thought, like with movement, I thought the diagonal movement was going to be trivial. But it's really not.
Yeah, they don't have enough spaces, really, and they have enough walls and whatnot.
Right. So, like, yeah, you're going to be able to maneuver around the map pretty quickly, but there are some spaces where it's like, nope, you still have to have line of sight. Like, from there to there, you can't just cut that corner, so you do have to go around. Like, in this case, I threw fire. Like, you could throw fire there. It's like, I'm going to make you go over the... obstacle, which spends more of your movement, and now you're in my Overwatch. So now I'm going to shoot you. Yeah, and the fact that they made both sides, I mean, I felt like the attacker when I was attacking. I felt like the defender when I was defending. A lot of this game seems to be when you're placing your gadgets, whether it's traps or cameras or whatever it might be, it's kind of like, which it is in the video game too, it's like, okay, can we create a path for them to go down?
You're trying to create a path for them to, that way you can better prepare for them in the best of your abilities, and just kind of push them away from other avenues the best you can.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, if I had one more person, I probably would have had Glaz sit up on the ceiling and Overwatch down into there. So it's like, okay, that's one more space you can't grapple down. So I'm guaranteeing it's like, yeah, you're never going to go in that spot.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be stupid. You're never going to stand there and be like, hey, what's up? And then get shot. But now, well, I've prevented you from being able to, ambush me. So now your only option to stop defusing the bomb is to come down that way. And just so happens, I have two people in there that are overwatching. Not in this specific example, but let's just say I did. I have Blitz and Montaigne overwatching. So anytime you're rappelling down, they're just both open firing on you.
Yeah.
And it is very chess-like. Especially because you have less and less time if you're doing the timer. So this game does have an app. So take for that what you will. There are rules in the rulebook that... you can play without it. I didn't read those because I don't have an aversion to apps. But your app is basically a
fancy timer.
Is a fancy timer. Like, and it actually, we didn't do this in the app, but the end of the game, I didn't put in the Overwatch. There is an Overwatch timer. But we have Bitch Ass and Drake Cock as the attacker. I had 17 minutes total playtime. You had 28. But that's not because I played better. It's because my people died. So every time you die in the upkeep phase, you lose time, depending on your difficulty level. And that's a really cool thing where it's like, let's say I play this game all the time, and then you haven't played it in a while. We come in, it's like, okay, I'll set me to expert, and we'll keep you at chill. So I have less time to do stuff. So that timer is really always in the back of your mind.
I think it definitely needs to be, especially in a game like this, where you can definitely become frozen. Thinking too much.
And that's not what it's meant. Yeah, it's meant to kind of keep the pace of the game, where if you're just sitting there dawdling and you're like,
right.
In your first activation, you're like, no, what do I want to do? What's going on around? And then your second activation, you have 30 seconds. Basically, when the timer runs out, you just finish your action, and then boom.
Yeah.
Like, you can't activate it anymore. You're done. And if you take too much time as the attacker... Oh, sorry, it's me. I'm the attacker this time. If I take too much time and run out of time on my first activation, you get to go twice in a row as a defender. So it's like, really? You took all your time activating three operators? Yeah. And then basically, it's not real time, really. Like, I guess it kind of is. There is a timer. It's not the sense like Project Elite, where it's like you have like 30 seconds or a minute to kind of like quickly do all your stuff. You're not sitting there, rolling dice and maneuvering around. You just always have a pretty decent timer, just like, this is for the whole round. and then the time you pause it. So let's get into actually how you shoot. So what's interesting is they actually come with a line of sight laser, which I will be using in a bunch of other games. So you cannot trigger line of sight naturally. The only time you can do it is whenever you're calling a shot. So if it's like...
So, like, I'm the attacker, or the one making the shot, and I'm like, okay, I shoot this guy.
Yep.
And so that's going to happen unless he contests it.
Yep.
And then he's like, no,
Yeah,
call line of
'cause
sight.
as the shooter, you have to say the range and what the condition is. So it's like, oh, I'm going to shoot you, range 4, no cover. So for me, as the one being shot, I can be like, yeah, no, it's range 4, but you don't have line of sight. And then that's when you pause the timer and then you check. And there's a penalty. If I contest it and you're wrong, let's say in that specific instance you don't have line of sight, your action's wasted. You shot, but it doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you do have line of sight,
Can I manually check line of sight, though?
only whenever we're contesting.
That's the only time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you have to basically in real time call it as you're shooting. That's, to me, it's them simulating aiming. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, 4 range, no line of sight, or no cover, and it's like, actually, no, I'm pretty sure I do have cover. Then we then pause and we check it, and if I'm correct, then you can give yourself 30 seconds, or you can remove 30 seconds from the other player. Or vice versa. If I contest it and I'm wrong on my correction, you do the same to me.
Gotcha.
And then the timer's still paused. Anytime you're basically rolling dice is when you pause the timer.
Okay.
So, let's talk about the dice. What do you
So
think?
3 levels.
Yep.
The yellow being, let's see here, a 1 out of 3 chance to miss,
Yep.
max of 2. I don't know. I feel like they're properly staged. I feel like they inflict. I mean, it's. Yeah, I mean, it's still dice.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you've made how you feel is a superb tactical decision, you're in the prime position, you've got him dead to rights, and then you roll shitty. That can happen.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it can very much happen. It's oh, I see what it is. It's to simulate lag.
yes, yeah.
And when you roll really well, like how you were doing, I actually should have kicked you because you were using an aimbot.
Oh, that's what I was doing. Yeah.
So-
I was hacking.
You were hacking, yeah. But that can happen. You can just be like, okay, yeah, we're shooting each other back and forth. I roll the same type of dice that you do, and I rolled like shit. I rolled 2 yellow or 2 reds, and I got 2 ones, whereas you got 6.
Yeah.
So I do no damage to you, but you just one-shot my guy. That can happen, and this is kind of unfortunate in like a game that's really this tactful. That it's like, well, I will say, in the games that we've played, at the end of the day, I didn't feel like dice made the game. I felt like even dice were very against me the entire time, and I was like, this is fucking annoying. But I still ended up edging out the win. Still at the very end, that it's like, well, dice were against me the whole time. So, but I don't think that that's what caused a success or a failure. Could be completely opposite to you, but I can tell you that that's just how Montaigne is. That's why he's always banned in games.
Yeah, if there's a ban option, he's definitely getting the ban hammer next
Yeah.
time.
So,
Or at least that duo. It's like, you can't have both, you get one.
yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
God, 2 shield boys double stacking on you.
It was nice. It was my ultimate plan. Granted, I would have liked to have my characters in on it.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I was like, I wiped 3. And I was like, oh yeah, I got him. Then the fucking, 2 guys
Finally
came
got
in.
involved, and then
like,
basically,
oh.
yeah, like leaned and hold up, and then just constantly just like had Blitz run in and flashbang everyone, and then it's like just gunned him down. You get those moments, and even then, where it's like I deactivated the bomb, and I was like, all he has to do is just get Jason to it. Like, if you had gotten one more hit, like if your 2 reds, like
Yeah, if I just thought to use my reroll. Gotcha.
no, you didn't. You didn't even fucking roll that. you
You threw it,
you
it
done-
moved,
no.
don't you even.
Oh, look
that
at
would have been bad. Oh yeah, now that's the one we keep. But anyway, whatever. It was the skin of the teeth. That's fine. I'll live with that.
But I guess technically they do have a once per game reroll that you can use. And it's like you don't reroll everything. You get to keep one die and then you reroll the rest, but it is only once per game. So, which neither of us used. And I mean, hell, I didn't even use my tactical drone. Because again, what's really cool about the Defender to simulate not really knowing where you're at is every Defender has a decoy token and a actual token. And you kind of split their movement, and it's kind of until they're in line of sight, which they're always overwatching, so there's a risk of running in there, and it's like, oh shit, like, I can run past it and hope that it's not the real Doc, but if it is, then it's like, shit, he's gonna get to attack me. That sucks. I think that's really cool. Which side did you like playing more?
I like the thought process of being the attacker. Let's see. I don't know, I like them both. Defender was really cool. It's kind of nice. You're definitely in a safer position because they have to come to you, and you have what they want. Sure, they have to use their techniques to try to get past your shit.
Right.
But yeah, they both feel good.
I agree. Like, in the video game, I like attacking. And typically, I think in most games you flip. So it's like, okay, same map. I was the attacker, you're the defender. Then you flip sides. And I think, I can't remember, I think, like, if you win a majority of that, then your whole side actually wins. They have those in here. They basically have all the rules that the video game has. Like, they even have tips, hints and tips for being the defender and for being the attacker. The competitive game, best of 3 operator selection. So the draft, so you draft, the attacker picks one operator, then bans one opposing operator. The defender does likewise. Then the attacker picks 2 operators. Defender picks 2 operators, and then bans one opposing operator. And then the attacker does the same. And then the defender picks 2 operators. So that's how you get your 5. So you're basically getting 2, like, attackers and defenders banned. Meaning, again, if it's like, okay, like my very first pick, which as the attacker, I could pick Montaigne before you ban. But then you pick your defender, and then you could ban Blitz. Like, Blitz is no longer an option.
Gotcha.
And then I pick 2 characters and ban. You pick 2 defenders and ban. And then we pick 1 each. So it has that element. If you feel that the shield tag team is too powerful, which it is, like it is in the video game, then you have agency. If I'm choosing to take Montaigne as my first person to guarantee I get him, then I'm not getting Blitz. Or you can find that someone is using Glaz or Ash really well. You can be like, okay, nope, they're not in it. And the core game has, I think, 11 operators on each side. Is it 11? I thought it was 11. Maybe it's 12? I don't remember. It was a decent amount, like, for a core game. Like, you get a lot of different combinations, because there's really no rule limit. They even have a guide on who to pick. Like, if you're the attacker, they each have, like, roles assigned to them.
Oh, okay. I was curious about that. I was like, I'm not really seeing something dictating a role.
Yeah, so this reference document lists all operators. It's designed to help you assemble a squad quickly. So, like, for example, it even tells you the optimum range. So Sledge, optimum range is short. Which actually, that's what screwed me on Sledge, because I misread his thing. I thought whenever he breached through, he got a free shot, but he can only shoot what's adjacent to him.
Yeah.
And so whenever I ran and breached through there, I was going to shoot. And there was a wall there anyway, which I didn't see. But I was like, I'm going to be able to breach through and just shoot down at Doc. But then I was like, fuck. Nope. And then you had Tachanka come down and just... And I'm like, yep, that was a bad mistake. But you have to take those. Like, it may be annoying when you're playing a game and then you do something and then your friend won't let you take it back. And it's like, okay, well, I thought we were friends. It's like, we are, so play correctly. Which we both had those in the games we just played. It's like, okay, well, I'll take that back, but we didn't. And it's like, fine. I guess I'll just shield bro you. Fine, I'm gonna be. You're gonna be toxic. I am gonna be toxic. You fucker.
You're toxic as fuck.
But like they say, for example, like Montaigne is a tank, withstands wounds without flinching. Thermite, hard breacher. He breaches while he's hard. Equipped with a gadget capable of, so they all tell you what their roles are. Like for example, you had Tachanka, which he's on the back, and this also has all the year 1 through 5. Tachanka, he's an area controller, breacher, and tank. Thunderbird, runner and support. So runner, high mobility operator, and support is heals squad mates and prevents them from being wounded. Then you had Doc and Rook. Yeah, support, tank, Doc, support, tank. Who was your other bitch?
Thunderbird.
Yeah, she was support runner. Jaeger, time waster. Yeah, he certainly was. Like, just any room? Yeah, no.
You're gonna throw? Nope.
No.
It's his active defense systems.
But also with the operator decision, let's say you pick Jaeger, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna pick IQ now. So with that, I can counter Jaeger because the game and the video game has hard counters. God, it fucking sucks that Mythic Games is just shitty because this game is, I mean, for all intents and purposes, a skirmish, chess-like, tactical game that I thought was going to be super janky, matching the video game.
No, very good. It's a fun time.
It's actually good. Do you have any negatives on the game?
Let's see. Main negatives. I mean, we'll see. A meta may develop. Which could occur, but I guess the canceling method that they suggest would kind of compensate for that.
Video game I think has the meta as well. At least, well, and I haven't played in years because the video game pisses me off because there's friendly fire, and if people just don't like you, they just spawn, shoot you in the head.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I guess I'm not playing. And then you get brought back next round, you do the same to them, and it's like, okay, this is shit. But whenever it's kind of like Overwatch, where it's like, who's the saltiest community? Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch. I'd probably give it to Rainbow Six. They're very cancerous.
Yeah.
But like both of those games, when you have, I kid you not. So I have a story about the video game. I'm not good at this game, but there was one time, because you can win either by doing the mission, disarming the bomber, killing the opposing team. I think it was me left. I don't even remember who I was playing. It was me and another person. So we were trying to search for each other. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I hopped over a rail, and as I was coming down, I just fired all the way down and killed the guy. And so he just dies. The people I was on my team with added me as a friend on Xbox to talk to me about. They're like, dude, that was fucking cool. And I'm like, I wish I could say I planned that. I did not. So you get really cool moments like that where it's just like, huh, he was right there. He's dead. So you can have those moments. You don't quite get that here. It's impossible to replicate quite that. But the rest of the game, you do get the feeling. Yeah, maybe a meta would develop, but then you just start doing the operator drafting. Yeah. Which I think would be more fun.
No.
You said something about not liking the Overwatch action?
No, I like the Overwatch action.
Oh.
It's probably one of my favorite actions in this game.
I thought you said...
it is properly lethal.
I see.
You were saying, weather it, during that alternative action you were suggesting. But I was like, in my head, Overwatch was significantly very powerful, and as it should be, it should be a lockdown.
It's like
it should be. If they enter this location, they're done.
It's like pretty much I am camping. Like
you are a prepared shooter in a prepped position, ready. Right. So anyone in your field of view, you are going to be ready faster than them,
right?
And they are going to have to eat bullets before they can even draw on you. So.
Yeah, but to be completely honest, I totally did not expect you to come from behind and try and kill me. I was like, he's clearly going to enter the room. Like, that is surely what he is going to do. He can probably tank, because all you had to do was, tank one hit, and then, get out of, because the Overwatch action, which is basically, like we're saying, is you're camping, but you're camping in one direction, meaning that you can easily get flanked. If you Overwatch in a bad position, and you're like, oh shit, they can actually get around me.
If you're not overwatching like at all, you are incredibly vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they can reach you with their run, they can just get a straight up pop off with no retribution.
Exactly. Yeah, because you can't turn around and counter. You're just like, nope. Well, I am standing in the middle against.
Yeah, unless you're a shield guy, he's like the only one who could afford not to.
Yeah. And they do, they do protection really well. It's very clean. They could have, because like, again, the thing that I thought was going to make this game kind of weird was the destroy action. You just pick a location. Your operators have an innate destroy ability. So it's like, oh, I can just do an action to just get rid of that barricade. That kind of sucks. Oh, I can just move diagonally. Oh, I can just ignore that.
Yeah, that's something I still wasn't clicking in when I played last time, is that, I can destroy these from range. In my head, I always have to be adjacent to destroy.
Correct. And there are some cases like bulletproof cameras, which, again, they only have 2 statuses, so they didn't even make it where it's like, oh, you're on fire, oh, you're like this. It's like, nope, you are either detected, which is like a ping, is kind of like, oh, there he is. So it's like, hey, you're detected and you're standing in smoke. Doesn't matter. My ping is telling me exactly where you're at, so it bypasses like protection, which is really cool. So it's like, for example, if you're in smoke and I walk in with pulse and I'm just boom, and it's like, there he is. Okay, bring another person in. I detected him. Technically, smoke would ignore line of sight, but it doesn't in this case. Or you're stunned, and stun just means every shoot action is 2 things, but. Again, thematically in the video game, I'm stunned. Well, I can still chuck a grenade. That's what most people do. It's like, oh god, I'm blinded. Grenade!
Random blind grenade go! I am an experienced terrain tactical operator. Random grenade!
40 years of training. Nitro cell blows up in your face. And sometimes you do that. Like, we had one game where I was like, Pulse is pretty much dead. Well, I'm going to have Mute run around and toss the Nitro Cell to kill Sledge. And it's going to hit Pulse, but maybe it won't damage him. And it didn't. But then Blitz came around and shot him. So, but yeah, Overwatch is a huge action. But surprisingly, it's something you're not always doing. I was like, why aren't you always Overwatching?
Yeah. I mean, as the defender, there was not to be, for the most part.
Right.
Unless you can go in for a kill.
Correct. Yeah. And also, the way that your decoys work, you split up movement, so they're technically always overwatching, but you don't know which one they're at. And they also have a variant, because once you're revealed. They do have a variant for the defender to hide. You can spend one of their actions to hide, put their miniature back on their operator profile, replacing it with the 2 hidden operator tokens stacked together face down. Yeah, so again, you just kind of hide, which means that
you're... Okay, so now you just start moving them individually.
Correct.
From there.
Yeah, but if you're detected, you can't hide, and it said something about stun, but I didn't want to just read the rules. So that's a variant you can do. Also, during setup, like, they have the mission booklet for Hostage, which, again, Hostage is another... They have Bomb, Hostage, and Area Control, which I've never... I didn't know that was ever around, like a thing. I've only ever played Bomb or Hostage. The hostage can die. So if the attacker kills the hostage, then they lose immediately. But what's also cool is they have a variant that Defender can play where they have a lot more control. Like, I think you can remove and replace up to 10 things at the beginning instead of the 5.
What about, like, these terrain pieces?
Those stay scripted? There. Yeah, those are there. That's a add-on.
So just these then would move.
You can move. You can remove barricades, cameras. There is a way to remove, like, put bombs in a certain spot. Not too much variation because it's still a map, and the map is designed a certain way. But you can put, like, fortifications down, like Castle, for example. He can place his he has like single door fortifications that makes it a fortified wall. So you can the barbed wire stuff you can
Right.
place elsewhere. So it does give you the option. Or if you don't want to deal with all that, you can just do the beginner setup and boom, here's where your operators go and here's where mine go and start the game.
Okay.
It's just such a shame because I did not expect to kind of rave about this game as much as I was. I expected to be like, this is gonna be fucking weird, like it sucks, like I actually really like it, and now I'm torn because it's like, can I sell this?
Sell this for a lot of money.
Yeah, can I sell this and make a lot of money, or do I keep it? I don't know, because I have everything. I have the 3 extra map packs, so that puts 8 maps together. I have the up to year 5. But the small problem is I have no idea how many operators they've made at this point on the video game. If it wasn't Mythic Games, then it's like they could easily just pump out year 6, year 7, here's more operators. But that's never happening unless someone for some reason picks up this license.
So
CMON,
Mythic Games collapse then?
pretty much.
Gotcha.
And that's the other thing is like the components are good. The components are really good. I expected to get the game and it's like flimsy cardboard. Like it's a fully designed game. The player aid is awesome. Like they limited on keywords. It's all clean. The operators effects are exactly who the operators are. Like the reason why Glaz can see through smoke and gas overlays is because he has a toggle that allows him to in the video game. It's like a different scope, so he can
Okay.
see through that. But he sucks at close range, and so he's really good at far away range. He just died immediately. So yeah, they have all the operators like up to pretty much last time I played, up to 0. Iana, yeah, these are the year 5. 0, Ace, and Iana. And if I remember right, Iana creates a hologram version of herself.
Okay.
And so it can't shoot, it can't do anything, but basically if she runs into a room and that gets shot, the person that shot gets pinged.
Oh,
I have no idea how she works in this board game. That's just how she works in the video game, and I don't remember Ace or 0. Oh wait, I think 0 put like a little minigun. He throws it on a wall, and it can actually kind of like ping,
nice.
like kind of shoot people. But I do remember. I think they made a guy who can actually run through walls.
Oh, nice.
Since then, but unfortunately, you'll never get those unless again. Like, because Mythic Games originally had Mythic Battles, and then
really?
Monolith took it over.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I actually have it, and I didn't have to pay extra.
Yeah.
And CMON took over a game, so it's relatively within the realm of possibility that someone could take this IP and continue. I have no idea who this designer is, Carlos Gomez Quintana. If he decides to, if he's the designer, he could theoretically, unless Mythic Games is like, nope, we own it, we own it, we're not giving it up. He could go to another publisher and be like, hey, I'd like to design the new operators for 6 Siege over a company who actually won't collapse and be shitty.
Yeah.
Only one can hope, because I actually do think this game is really, really good, and deserves to be available to people and basically fuck over scalpers. But yeah, do you have anything else? Because I can't really think of any negatives besides potentially the dice. I think overall the game is simple to learn too.
No,
It's everything is simple, but it's kind of a lot. Most of the time,
You think it get old pretty rapidly?
Huh?
You think we do get old rapidly? I'd be interested to see the floor player.
yeah,
See how
that's
that
team.
operates. That'd be cool.
Yeah, team is 2v2, and then they also have a 3-player 2v1. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, would
But-
you have more or less operators?
You probably always have the 5. I bet you it's like, you could. I was like, where'd the rules go?
It would be too hard to add a 6th one and just like, okay, you get 3, you get 3.
Each player chooses 2 operators to control. This pair is known as a section Beginning with the attackers, each squad player chooses one of the 2 available recruit profiles. Place 6 charge cubes in the designated locations. The players in a squad agree. So, yeah, I mean, it has rules on what to do. And also the app allows you to pick, hey, we're doing 1v1, 2v2, or 3v1, or 2v1.
Okay.
So it's all in the app.
Yeah.
I will say the rule book is a little all over the place. It does what a bad rule book does, which is front loads you with a bunch of shit. It's like, hey, let me explain to you like all the pieces on the map. It's like, how do I set up? No, none of that. Let me explain to you all this stuff, and that's just a bad rule book because it overloads you. You're like, I don't even know what any of this stuff is. Let me just set it up and learn the game organically. So the rule book is. Whenever we did have like, well, how does this work? Like, for example, you were like, oh, can I shoot through my own teammate? It's like, well, I can't quickly find if you can. If we're going off the video game, no, because there's friendly fire, so you can't shoot through them. But I can't say... We basically had to find a rule that was saying, like, what doesn't obscure line of sight, and it doesn't say operators, so it's like, I guess that means you can't. In our case, it was like, well, he had a movement left anyway, so move him out of the way. But I'm not saying that it's not in the rule book, but I also, when you need to quickly learn something, it's not, you basically, they do have an index at the end to quickly find stuff. That is helpful. And your player aid is really good for a lot of stuff. So the information's there, it's just not easily tangible, but we barely had, like, a ton of instances where it's like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I really hope that something comes of this game, not in Mythic's hands, because it's super solid. You have anything else?
No, I think they did the squad movement very well.
Yeah. Because again, it's like you have 5 operators, 2 activations each, and it's like, okay, your first activation, you have to activate at least one person, and if you choose not to activate anyone else, well, your second activation, you're basically not having one person go. But you might want to keep someone overwatching.
Yeah.
No, nope, I'm good. I'm good having him stand there. Yeah. As in terms of getting old, I don't think so, just because of like how many operators there are, which it looks like there's the same amount. So if we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4, so 24, 30 operators each.
Nice.
Yeah. Which, with no rules, with all the variants, the 6 map setup, the hostage thing.
Yeah. Be interested to see some other maps, because I think it's the same one we demoed on.
Yep, and I mean that's what you would do. It's like, okay, I attacked, you attacked on this one, I defended, flip it, and we did 2 where it's like, hey, here's who they recommend you set up as, and then we did another one where we picked out of the core, and there's a bunch we didn't even touch on top of the extra, 30 operators, 25 operators. Yeah, I do not think so. And how long do you think each game lasts?
I mean, once you get comfortable,
Less
I
than
mean,
an
this
hour?
initially this one's going to be rough. It's going to take everyone a while.
Yeah, to figure out like the nuances.
Yeah, and how they want to do the movement once they get all their specifics down. I think you can start moving pretty quick once you kind of have your ideas down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and because the timer you could easily be like, no, I don't want a timer. Let's just play this super casually. I do think you should have the timer. I like the timer.
I think you need that sensation. I think it helps.
It does.
But I understand. I don't think it's super required. But yeah, there was a couple of turns where we were running out of time.
Yeah.
And it keeps you focused, which I think you need. Otherwise, you can't like wander and be like, maybe I'll do this.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that. Which I think having the focus of the timer helps.
Yeah, I think that
I don't have ADD.
No, I also agree, because that brings in the rapid pace. It makes you have to kind of think on your heels, and then also like, oh shit, I'm running out of time. Okay, I'm going to breach through this wall with Sledge because, oh fuck, there's a wall there. Damn it. Okay, nope, that's it. I ran out of time. He's there now. That's my mistake. Just kind of like if you were playing chess and you were like running out of time and you quickly moved up bishop and you're like,
oh no, game's over. Kill yourself.
Yeah, and then you're right. So I think the timer is there, but again, you have flexibility on how much time each person gets. And I think you could also house rule it a little bit where it's like, okay, you want to take it back, you want to take that action back, minus 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Each take back, minus 30 seconds. You're doing it a lot, minus a minute. Okay, you got to take it back. You better figure out what you want to do. You got it. Oh, you're out of time. You're done. That's if you're playing with someone who is constantly like, well, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know. Oh, well, okay, like, I really wanted... It's like, fine, but there's a penalty now. That's not in the rules as far as I can tell, but that's something you could add if you want to not be so strict and be that guy where it's just like, oh, your hand got off the piece. Because, I mean, whenever I swapped it, you were correct to be like, no, because I got information that I didn't have before when I overwatched. So it's like, oh shit, which is funny because I was like, I'm gonna overwatch here, no, I'm gonna, and I ended up going this way, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't do that. But you also had 3 tokens here and 3 tokens here with your stupid little gadget things. That was a good hard counter for Fuse, but I'm like, man,
Just tank
like,
up.
yeah, I'm like, does he really have like those people just lumped in that room? Like, huh, okay, yeah, let's hope they're all in there, and Fuse shoots his cluster bombs. It feels like the video game without having to deal with the toxicity of the people playing the video game. So on a scale of 1 to 10,
10! Love it! No.
what are you giving Six Siege, the board game?
I
Specifically the board game, not the company, because there's nothing to be done about that.
I mean, for what I see in the game, I'm like, 400 is still pretty steep. I know I'm not allowed to talk about
You were
price.
not allowed to talk about
I'm never
price.
allowed to talk about price. As I revealed how much I paid. For its content.
I think it was 400.
I mean, and that's not the 700 to actually get it, though. Which,
Yeah.
of course, we both agree is very... I mean, even that I felt was a little steep.
Yeah.
I mean, for this kind of skirmish game, I don't know. I will give it...
So, okay, sorry, for the Smooth Operator Pledge, which was the premium all-in that came with the core game, years 1 through 5, the 2 map packs, the expansions, the neoprene dice tray, additional dice, line of sight, laser, and the 3D decor, it was actually $270.
270?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With shipping, which probably brings it up to $300.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I
270? Yeah, by all means. That'd be cool.
Right.
But not $700.
Yeah, so what it probably was probably $300. I think it was like a shit ton extra, so it probably actually bumped it up to $500 to $600. I don't remember how much the extra cost was, but you basically paid a shit ton for shipping, and then also to have them make the game again.
Yeah.
Because they just squandered their money. But yeah, so it's at least core game, or for that was $270 originally, and then then it turns into $500-600.
I'll give it. I don't know. I'm feeling in between a 7 and an 8.
So 7.5.
Sure.
Right smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, because really cool game. Yeah, I like the chess aspect.
Yeah, I'm actually right there with you. I think with how much I was actually expecting to think this game was kind of just going to be mediocre at best, and then seeing all the components, and it's like, oh man, now the storage solution is non-existent. That's like a super shitty inlay. It's like there's just too much to actually try and organize. I'm at an 8, honestly, which fucking sucks, because it's like, if I was to take Mythic Games into account as a company, it's like, wow, look at this 1 right here. But I don't think that's necessarily fair to review the game itself that was designed by, unless Carlos Quintana is Mythic Games' CEO, then it's like, okay, well, fuck you, dude. I don't care what you designed. I don't know who he is. He could just be some bystander that's just like, he's probably dead. He was probably killed by the backers. And it's like, I just wanted to make a game. Mythic Games was solid before they collapsed, which, I mean, they were. They made Reichbusters and they made Solomon Kane.
Oh, they made Reichbusters?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The game...
I really liked Reichbusters.
Reichbusters, I played it relatively recently. It's a blast. Solomon Kane was super good, too. Before they collapsed, they were up there with like,
Okay.
man, you make fun games. A little fiddly with rules, and usually they needed erratas, but it's like, no, your games are really fun. Well, then they tanked, and that's an unfortunate.
How many other games did they not fulfill?
There was I do not remember the name of. They're not fulfilling Hell. That was actually sold to Simon.
Okay.
Then they did the same shit with Darkest Dungeon, which technically did, I think technically fulfilled, but kind of to, the same degree, where it's like, hey, you had to pay extra to get it. They did Time of Legends, Joan of Arc. That's
They did Joan of Arc?
Yep, that's
Oh.
Mythic Games.
Oh.
So what they didn't fulfill, Anaster, that's another one. I don't really know much. A powerful hero in your team embarks on a perilous journey, so that's not ever funding. They did, Hell, The Last Saga, not funding. Monster Apocalypse, not funding. I'm just looking for games that are in the red for. But Solomon Kane, 7.8. Reichbusters, 7.4. Like, the games that they did fulfill are relatively high. So I guess those three: Monster Apocalypse, Anaster, and Hell. So 3 games that they crowdfunded, and basically, from my understanding, what they were doing was they were crowdfunding games to back pay for other games.
Oh.
And obviously, you run out of games to back fund because it's like, hey, you haven't delivered on any of your other games. And then they basically was like, hey, we'll make your game if you pay us to basically make the game. I know you already paid us.
Pay us again.
That went towards the last 2 games that we didn't fund. Yeah, it's unfortunate because I'm pretty sure, like, I could just be completely wrong here, but I'm pretty sure it was like a COVID situation because shipping shot way up.
Yeah.
Most companies had to eat the shipping prices or ask for donations, but what they did was the companies who asked for donations gave more content. It was like, hey, here's some promos if you paid a little extra for shipping, but it was like $30, maybe an extra $50. Be like, hey, can you help us? We're front loading a lot of this. We're paying for 80% of it, but we need your help for the other 20. Most people still didn't like that, but it's like Mythic Games turned around and was like, you are not getting your game unless you pay this much, and that's exactly like I can even find the email where it tells you like, yeah. We'll basically keep a tally, a check mark of who all paid this extra money, and that's what we're sending to the manufacturer, and no more.
Wow.
So
that's fucked.
It's super shitty. So my whole thing was I'm gonna pay it because I want the game.
So they just stole $400 from
From a
however many
lot.
people.
Yeah, a lot of people. That's essentially what they did.
That's fucked.
And it's like someone actually, whenever I got this game, I made a post on Facebook, like a facetious, like, I got it, thank you, Mythic Games. And I was like, I'm kidding, Mythic Games is shit, yada yada, let's hope the game's good. And someone actually put in the comments, they're like, I wonder how many people they kept on their payroll. It's like how many checks they missed.
Yeah.
Because people have to work for them.
Huh.
So it's like, how were they paying people?
Yeah.
Who knows how many, hey, we can't pay you this month. It's just like, I don't know. I don't even know how they're emailing and how this game was even still sent to the publisher.
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting here as some holier than thou going like, I got my game, I'm better than you. It's like, no, I paid extra to do it, and it's still shitty that people who didn't because they didn't want to or they couldn't at the time. And they said, hey, we'll refund you. They're back. Like, people emailed them last June.
Yeah.
Like, well over a year ago to ask for the refunds.
Sure.
How do you refund money you don't have? So, yeah, it's basically like, I got the game. I will never ever support them again. Even if it's like, hey, we're under new management, yada yada. Like, even if they fulfilled all 3 of their games, no, not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance. So here's hoping that Six Siege, the board game, gets picked up by someone else and supported with the new operators that are out. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, the game itself is really good. Basically, become friends with someone who owns the game.
Yeah.
Which is what I've been doing a lot lately, where it's like, I don't have to own every game anymore. That friend I game with owns it. So, because it used to be just me. I used to be the guy with the games. And now it's like, oh, you know what? I don't need Mansions of Madness. You have everything. So things like that. But yeah, do that. Or if someone is just really wanting to get rid of it, maybe trade games to get it. But yeah, 8 out of 10 for Six Siege, the game. 1 out of a million for the company. And 7.5 for you. So that is our thoughts on Six Siege, the board game. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Like, comment, share. Oh, actually, better yet, I think this is on Tabletopia, which is like a Steam board game thing. So I think that's just $20, and maybe you have to pay for the game. I have no idea if that's still supported or it's on there. I just remember seeing a video. That's how I kind of learned the game initially, where it was played on that. So if it's still there, then just play that for $20.
Yeah.
But if it's not there, then sorry. Anyway, that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Let us know what you think of the game if you have it in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.